Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. My name's Nicole and here on We Mama I do lots of motherhood, lifestyle, cleaning and organisational videos. So if you like that kind of thing, I would love it if you could subscribe. Today's video is going to be Didier's 11-month update. Oh, it really makes me so emotional. I can't believe that I'm going to have a 1-year-old. It makes me really sad that this is going to be his last update. I think I might do an 18-month update and also a 2-year-old update maybe in the future, but yeah, I'm gonna really miss doing these little updates. It has just been a whirlwind of a year, and especially this month as well, having like to prepare for like Christmas and a first birthday party. It's gonna be interesting. But once again, he's not here with me today, he's having a nap. I'll see if I can bring him in to the video at the end. If he wakes up, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'll just get straight into it. He is just growing so fast. I upload all my photos onto like an app so all my family and friends can see. And you know, once a month I just kind of flick through it and I just couldn't believe the amount of hair he has now. I always thought he had quite a good amount of hair, but looking back to his 6-month-old pictures, he is so fine and blonde. He looks almost bald. So at the moment he's really getting quite a lot of like thick hair, and it's started to curl around the back, and his like there's a bit here and it's just getting really like long into his fringe. Lots of people ask me if I'm going to cut it. I don't think I could cut it this young. I mean, I don't kind of know what age did you start cutting babies' hair. Let me know in the comments if there's a set time that you're supposed to cut babies' hair. This month hasn't been too bad for teething. He has now started to get his back molars. They started at around the beginning of December, just peeking through, and now they are, I'd say, halfway through. We've had a lot of Calpol and like high temperatures. He has been quite drooly, but not, I would say, not as drooly as the first time around when he was getting all his front teeth. I think because he was a lot younger then, it did just pour out of him. Now it's not too bad. I just had to keep poking and feeling his molars just to see if that was like the issue why he was getting high temperatures. Along with his growing teeth, he is just growing so fast. I feel like he's really had a growth spurt. I feel like he's just got longer. It's really hard at the moment because his clothing, he is in kind of 9 to 12, but then I've always had this problem with him. When he starts to reach like, I'd say 10 months, like 11 months, he doesn't start to fit into it like the 12-month clothing, so we have to go into 12 to 18. But that's too big as well, so bless him, he's just like in between sizes at the moment. So some of the things we put on him do like drown him. Like I bought some little onesies I think the other day from Next, and bless him, they were like a foot, like 2 foot too big. Like they were just so big, like the feet were just flopping about, and of course he's trying to stand up and stuff, so it was just, oh, it was a bit of a nightmare. But yeah, aside from that, the other thing is that he's getting so physically strong. He's still like pull himself up on things, but now he's kind of like standing up unaided for quite a while now. He will stand up, and I've also noticed now that he is starting to push himself, like stand up off the floor. He's never quite done that before or had the confidence to. He's always like made sure he had like the security of like some furniture, but now he will actually like stand up and push himself up, like up off the floor. So I think he's going to be starting to walk sometime soon. The other thing that really has made me really chuckle is that when he does stand up sometimes, and if he's got an audience and he realises that you're watching him, he'll like stand up and look at you, and even though he's not quite at the like fully standing up, he'll start clapping, because that's what we've started to do. If you're going like, yay, trying to encourage him to stand up, and then as soon as he gets like midway, he starts to clap, loses his balance and falls. I shouldn't laugh, but oh, it's so funny. Dids is still a really good eater. He will, because I think I weaned him so young, he has not ever had like a problem with food. He doesn't kind of like to be spoon-fed anymore. So if I do make something that's, say, quite messy, like rice, for example, that's not like an easy kind of finger food, he will get a little bit frustrated that you're feeding him. I do give him utensils now. He doesn't quite know what to do with them yet. He will just like bang his spoon or fork into, like, they're just little plastic ones. I haven't given him metal yet, but he will just kind of bang them into like the plate or the bowl. But you know, he will, especially if he's got a yogurt pot, he will like whack the yogurt pot and put it in his mouth. So that kind of shows that he's got the understanding that it's, you know, to help him, to aid him with food. But yeah, if he has got something quite difficult to like eat with his hands, like rice, then he will get frustrated if you're feeding him. So we do just kind of stick to finger food. At the moment, his favourite food is probably still toast. He loves anything on toast, like Philadelphia, Marmite, jam. We put a little bit of maple syrup on there. He loves toast. I think it's just always been something like so easy. Like he will prefer that over Weetabix where you feed him. His other favourite foods are probably raisins. He will devour a packet of raisins, and he doesn't like you putting them on, like, say, the tray. He likes to hold the carton and like pick them out one at a time. He's quite fussy about that. So when we're out and about, I will just give him a packet of raisins and he will just sit there in the pram munching on those. He also loves yogurt. He can't eat it fast enough. He will get really frustrated when the yogurt pot's empty, or if we give him a pouch of yogurt, he will start to get really frustrated when he finds out that that's empty. And the other kind of thing that he does just devour all the time as well as cheese. I don't really give Didier meat. He will have fish, but as I'm like a vegetarian, I don't really cook and provide meat here. He will have it at nursery, but yeah, at home we are very, you know, vegetarian, veggie and fish based meals. So I do kind of need to just watch what we are giving him, because sometimes I feel like the easy thing to do is just have some kind of like cheesy pasta and bolognese, cheese sandwich. So I do need to like always be mindful of what I am giving him. A typical day is probably toast for breakfast in the morning. I usually give him either a yogurt or some fruit. And then for like an afternoon snack, I always stock up my cupboards with little like grab bag snacks. I do kind of use those when we're out and about, but if I've got a packet open in the house, he'll just have some of those, or it will be like strawberries or blueberries. Or oranges. And then for lunch he will also have like a cheese sandwich, say, or tuna sandwich, something like that, and once again some fruit or yogurt. And then in the afternoon we just do have like a bigger kind of meal, and that will either be like pasta, like an omelette, or like a rice dish. We just kind of use up what's in the cupboards. And he doesn't really complain unless it's something, I think at the moment the one kind of food that he's not really enjoying is carrots. If he has a carrot and it's not really soft, he will just spit it back out. And same with broccoli. I really need to like make sure that I'm chopping it really fine, because if you give him the florets, he will put it in his mouth and then just spit it back out again. As we've just had Christmas, Didier's just been surrounded by all my family and friends. I am an only child, but I've got a lot of very young cousins, so he has just been like enamoured with all of them, giving him all of the attention. And I've noticed that he particularly loves like the older kind of children. Like one of like two, for example, are like in their teens and they fawn over him, but my youngest cousin I think is 6, and I don't know if it's because she's quite flamboyant and she's always got like something on her head like with unicorns, but he is just obsessed with her. Whenever she walks into the room, his face just lights up and he loves watching her. And of course she'll come over and sing with him. She always wants to sit with him. So yeah, he just adores any kind of social contact. He's doing extremely well in nursery as well, which I love watching him when I'm at work. I work in a nursery, so Didier comes to nursery with me 3 days a week, and I do always go in and sneak a peek of what he's doing. And I do find that he just like sits there and observes all the other children. But the girls at work have said that they notice that he does gravitate towards the girls a lot. So he'll sit and watch a little girl playing and then join in with her and then like try and pat her arm. But the other thing that they have said in work, that he is settling well, but they have to keep telling him off because when he's in a high chair, he keeps like reaching over to take the other children's food. And apparently another little girl the other day went really at him because like went to get him because he was trying to steal her food, and they had to tell him off and be like, you know, no, we're not stealing other people's food. I think that's actually really funny. I shouldn't find it funny, but oh. Didier is constantly finding new things to do. He is still waving. He loves waving goodbye to people. Usually if you're in front of somebody and it's a stranger that he doesn't know and you're like always not very familiar with, and you're like, oh, bye bye, he will like assess the situation, and when that person walks away he'll start waving. So he's a bit slow doing that. But when we're on the phone to my mum FaceTiming, he'll wave goodbye, he'll wave hello. He loves blowing kisses to family, like people he knows. He loves to clap, especially when he's singing, and when he's happy he'll clap. And also, because he's just been surrounded by like all the other children, at Christmas time he has learnt to high five. So if you hold your hand up, he'll start high fiving. His speech is kind of coming on a bit, not too much. He's still kind of got his own phrases. He still says mama, mama and mama, but I don't think that, I'm not 100% sure if he kind of is saying that in context. I don't think he knows that I am mama, but sometimes when he comes into the kitchen he'll see me and he'll like crawl over and he's like mum, 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 mum. So I don't actually know if he does, you know, kind of understand that. Recently I've been teaching him, especially when he's lying down having a snappy change, I'll point to him and I'll go Diddy, and then I point to me and I'll say mama, and then I'll point to Matt and I'll say dada. So now his favourite word is dada. He started saying dada and Matt is thrilled about it and he's trying to say that's his first word. He's still saying ta, so if you ever give him something or take something from him, he goes ta. If he's sat in the high chair and he wants more food, he'll say ta. One of my new favourite things is if he drops something, he goes uh-oh. He'll put his hands in the air and he's like uh-oh. This usually happens when he drops his dummy and he's like uh-oh, or a toy. Or if he throws food out of his high chair, which is a favourite game, he'll then go uh-oh. Another word that he's trying to kind of grasp is no. I don't know why, but him and Matt have this thing where if he goes to do something and he's like not allowed to do it, Matt will go no, and Dids will look at him and Matt just goes no, 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 and Didier for some reason thinks it's the funniest thing, so Dids will just start howling with laughter, shaking his head back and forth, and you can hear him trying to say no. I think it is just kind of a babble, but when you hear it, it does sound like he's trying to say no. The other thing he's been doing recently, we've got a little like peekaboo book with some animals in it, and when he sees the lion he starts going rah when he sees the lion, and then when he sees the monkey he goes ooh ooh. So that is really impressive to me. I think that's really cool that he has that kind of understanding at 11 months old. He looks at the hippo in the book and he's just like, don't know what that is, but as soon as you open the page onto the lion, he'll look at you, look back at the book and roar. It's really cute. As we have just had Christmas a few days ago, he has had so many toys. One of his main presents was this IKEA kitchen. He is still a little bit, you know, small for it, but I go to like a baby cafe and they've got one in there and he loves that. He always gravitates towards it. So I thought, oh, we'll have one here. My mum bought that for him for Christmas, and she also bought loads of utensils and wooden food, so he loves that. Another of his favourite toys from Christmas is a little wooden Noah's Ark that me and Matthew bought, and he has loved, I think it's because it's got lots of holes in the side to slot the animals through, he's loved like poking the animals through, taking them out and posting them through. And also for his first birthday, we won't be seeing some of my family members, so they also gave him some of his birthday presents early. They bought him a little VTech chair, I think it is, like a little yellow chair, and you can like lift the seat. He has loved sitting on that and like stashing things into it, like hiding things, pressing the buttons. So those 3 toys have really been a hit, even though he got so spoiled and he had so much stuff. Those are probably the 3 that he really loves. And last but not least, Didier is such a fan of music and nursery rhymes and singing. He still just has a little boogie whenever you hear like a certain song or you put the radio on. Any kind of music from like a book or a toy, if he hears it, he will start like moving his body, shaking his head. It is just the sweetest thing. So that is pretty much my roundup, guys, for his 11-month update. I've got a little cake smash planned. I'm gonna do it all myself just because I really just want to have a go at doing it myself, and because we've only got like a small gap with travelling. We're going down to see my dad and my mum, and then my friends are coming to stay for the weekend. We're just a bit all over the place on Didier's birthday, so I will kind of film the little cake smash, and like I said, I'm just going to set it up myself and just see how that goes. And yes, hopefully it will all go to plan. I am going to film it all, film him opening all his presents, and yeah, I can't wait. I can't believe I'm going to have a little 1-year-old baby. Where's my tiny little baby gone? So thank you very much for watching, guys. If you do like this video and this kind of thing, I would love it if you could support my channel and give this video a like. Please leave a comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!